Hey there, fellow patriots and God-fearing Americans. You know me, I'm not afraid of a little hard work, and let me tell you, there's no harder work than being prepared. As conservative preppers and survivalists, we know the importance of being ready for anything. Today, we're talking about something that affects us all, regardless of our political stripes: natural disasters. So grab your emergency kit, crank up that can-do attitude, and let's dive in. The good book says, "The prudent see danger and take refuge, but the simple keep going and pay the penalty." Proverbs 22:3. We've got a responsibility to ourselves, our families, and our communities to be ready for whatever life throws our way. First things first, as Christian preppers, we know that faith can move mountains. But let's not forget that the good Lord also gave us common sense and the ability to prepare. So, let's talk about some practical tips to help you weather any storm, because being prepared ain't about living in fear, it's about living with confidence. Alright folks, let's talk about the essentials, the bread and butter of preparedness. We're talking about stocking up on the good stuff, just like your grandma used to do. Remember those endless shelves packed with canned goods, jars of preserves, and enough dried beans to feed a small army? Well, Grandma was onto something. First and foremost, water. You need at least a gallon per person per day for drinking and sanitation. Next up, non-perishable food. Think canned goods, rice, beans, dried pasta. The kind of stuff that'll last on a shelf for months, even years. And don't forget about flavor. A little hot sauce or spice can go a long way in making those beans and rice a little more palatable. Emergencies happen, so you gotta be ready to patch folks up. That means having a well-stocked first aid kit. We're talking gauze, antiseptic, pain relievers, the works. And last but not least, for us God-fearing folks, don't forget your Bible. In times of trouble, there's no greater comfort than the good book. Remember, prepping ain't about hoarding, it's about being responsible. So start small, build up gradually, and before you know it, you'll have a pantry that would make Grandma proud. You ever notice how a well-oiled machine runs smooth, while a rusty one just makes a whole lot of noise and doesn't get much done? Same goes for handling emergencies. If you're scrambling around like a fly in a mason jar when disaster strikes, chances are you're gonna get squashed. That's why having a plan is crucial, folks. First things first, you gotta know your escape routes. If you need to evacuate your home, where you gonna go? Do you know the quickest way out of your neighborhood? What about alternate routes if the main roads are blocked? And speaking of families, have you talked to yours about what to do in an emergency? Where's the meeting spot if you get separated? Who's in charge of grabbing the go bags? And let's not forget about communication. Cell phones are great until the towers go down. That's why it's smart to have a backup plan, like walkie-talkies or even a good old-fashioned whistle to signal for help or find your loved ones. Because when disaster strikes, it's the ones who can think clearly and act decisively who come out on top. Alright folks, let's talk about the importance of staying informed. Knowledge is power, and in a crisis it can be the difference between making a smart decision and, well, not a smart decision. Now, I'm not saying you gotta become a news junkie glued to the TV screen 24/7, but staying aware of potential threats in your area is just common sense. That means paying attention to weather reports, especially during hurricane season or if you live in Tornado Alley. If they're saying a big one's brewing, don't brush it off. Take it seriously and start making those preparations. When the power goes out, your fancy smartphone ain't gonna do you much good. That's why a battery-powered or hand-crank radio is worth its weight in gold. It'll keep you updated on the situation, let you know about evacuation orders, and provide a lifeline to the outside world. Know your neighbors, look out for each other, and report any suspicious activity to the authorities, because when it comes to staying safe, knowledge is power. Remember folks, being prepared isn't just about survival, it's about preserving our way of life and our constitutional rights. In times of crisis, we need to be ready to help our neighbors and defend our communities from those who might take advantage of the chaos. It's about being responsible citizens, good neighbors, and upholding the values this country was founded on. As conservative patriots, we know the importance of self-reliance. FEMA might not always be there to help, but with the right skills and mindset, we can overcome any challenge. God bless America and stay prepared. So there you have it, fellow preppers. Stay safe, stay free, and may God bless you and the United States of America.